6 days in the NHL season, and you know where I stand on the Leafs, most of you. There's one team kind of dominating the conversation among hockey fans in the country. It's the Leafs. Please hold all hate tweets till later, because I might be right on this.
Right.
I might be right. The Habs have had a good start, too. Leafs are in Dallas tonight to face the Stars. Toronto 2-1, although they have yet to win in regulation after Sunday's shenanigans in Chicago. John Tavares, first hat trick as a Leaf. Austin Matthews, 9-point night. So it felt. He had 4. Earlier today on Sportsnet.ca, the top 4 most discussed articles were all Leafs related. All of them.
I was going to back you up with that stat because I looked at it earlier today and noticed that usually we list most discussed on the side of the panel on Sportsnet.ca, and I like to look through them just to see what is gathering some sort of discussion. And the top 4 were all Leafs to back you up on where most of the conversation was. The question I had was why, and the only answer I had to the why on the Toronto Maple Leafs was people still don't know 3 games in what the hell this team is because they didn't play well in their first 3 games. In fact, they got outplayed by the Montreal Canadiens significantly game number 1, got the win. I don't know what the hell happened with the Hawks. I don't know what the hell the Hawks are this year. They were 2-0 coming in, and they end up with the 7-6 win in that game where nobody could stop anything. Like, do you have an idea of what the Leafs are? And by the way, if you are a Leaf fan or a Leaf hater, get used to it because this is the way the season is going to be, and they're going to be must-watch television because there are going to be ridiculous offensive outbursts and gut-wrenching losses by this team because that's what they are, in my mind.
Oh, this is not the 1995 or 2005 New Jersey Devils, pardon me.
Oh, no.
Like, this is not.
No, this ain't
this is not
left
that
wing lock,
No.
Lou Lamoriello shutting it down.
Look, I'm watching hometown hockey Sunday night. I couldn't pull away. You literally, there was a football game head-to-head with it. I couldn't pull away. Yeah. Texans, Cowboys, no, you wait. Something's going to happen here again. Yeah. I can't wait to see it. And Sean McKenzie's looking great, looking like $1 million. I can't turn away from this game. Yeah. Side note, he looked good. I think we know what the Leafs are, though. I found your comment interesting. I think we know exactly what the Toronto Maple Leafs are. Toronto Maple Leafs are the same team as last year and the year before. This team can score a lot.
Right.
This team can't keep the puck out of their own net. This team can't stop quality chances once every 4 minutes for the opposition. I think we know exactly what this Leaf team is. The part of me that's peaked watching these first 3 games is the absence of you-know-who. So if they're going to score goals like this without Willie Nylander, and if that blue line still looks like it, Martin Morensin in Game 3 made an appearance. If that blue line's going to look like that, what do you do with Willie Nylander?
But it's not just, and I don't know what you make of save percentages, but Frederik Andersen has now allowed 4+ goals in 50% of his October starts since joining the Leafs. He does not play well early on in the season. It takes him a while to get his legs under him. So part of that defensive flaw could be Frederik Andersen if you look at the numbers, and or Garrett Sparks if you look at the numbers. The D-men, here's what I think. I think that the Leafs have made a cognizant choice that they are going to out-offense everybody. And when the Golden State Warriors made that cognizant choice, the rest of the NBA looked at the Golden State Warriors and said, yeah, good luck with that. It worked for the Phoenix Suns. Love, peace, and hair grease. You can't do it. And they did it. And once they did it, everyone jumped on board with, oh, maybe you could do it. And by the end of the turn, they had fixed the defense so much that if you look at some of the advanced numbers, they were top 5, top 3, top 1 year when they won a title. It didn't start there, but it got there. Are the Leafs making that same cognizant choice right now? We are an offensive team, and we're going to live and die by that offense. Because they did not go to the blue line and say, hey, fortify, 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 fortify.
But the point is that the Golden State eventually got there defensively.
Right.
That's everything. Like, that Golden State's offense is fun to watch, but if that defense doesn't come around, if Draymond Green's not orchestrating everything.
No, but they won a title when the defense wasn't there yet, and then the defense got there.
But this dynasty isn't sustained without the defense.
No.
Like, we're not talking three-peat without the defense here.
No,
And
I agree.
And I don't know if I see that. I don't see that with this group.
But I don't think anyone saw that with the Golden State Warriors
sure as
when
hell
they started.
didn't. No, they didn't.
No.
I completely agree with you. My point is, if you have this chip in Nylander that you don't need to score goals right now, can we not think of a scenario where he's dealt in the next month and a half? Is there not a way where you can parlay this? Because you don't need Willie Nylander to score goals.
Well, but
or is this premature?
I think it might be a little premature, especially when Tyler Ennis went and could not replace William Nylander. Then Kasperi Kapanen may have gone.
That might have
and
been his
replaced.
open door moment there for Kasperi Kapanen.
Yeah, William Nylander.
I just think this is all very intriguing to me because it's the same old issues, and you're seeing what this team would look like without number 29 out there. And I'm wondering what Kyle Dubas is thinking. Because if they let this bleed into the season, this is bad. This isn't going to get rectified within the next day or 3 days or week. Like, this is a serious matter.
Well, here's the other part of the equation that's really interesting to me is people keep telling me how much Jake Gardiner is going to make as a free agent. Have you heard this argument about how much Jake Gardiner is going to make as a free agent because he can score 50 points?
Well, is it similar to the Dion Phaneuf argument that happened with the Leafs?
It
long
damn
ago?
well might be.
That made no sense at the time, but anyone following that team fell into the same lemmings line of he's going to get the money somewhere. Dion's going to get paid somewhere. You might as well pay him. No, you don't.
But if Jake Gardiner is a $6 million player, and you know what Jake Gardiner actually is, can you trade Jake Gardiner so you don't have to pay him $6 million to do whatever he did in the Game 7 against the Boston Bruins? Because in my head, this whole 50-point defensemen get paid this number is ridiculous to me. I see it. I understand.
Doesn't make sense.
Here are the comparables numbers-wise when it comes to defense. How about the comparables about being the position that you are, which is a defenseman? Nick Lidstrom wasn't the best defenseman in the world because he repeatedly put up monstrous numbers offensively. He was the best defenseman in the world because he was the best defenseman in the world and could play some offense. Like, I don't get the thought process, well, if you're at 50 points, you make this much money as a defenseman. Trade him. Trade him.
If you don't
package him with Nylander.
Man.
You save money. You might get assets back. There's a lot of additions and subtractions that Kyle Dubas can make to this team. And people, when they watch this 7-6, just like when they watch the Golden State Warriors, will want to play with this team, right? Like, there are offensive talents that will look at this and go, if I'm a part of that, I'm the guy getting 50 points. Screw Jake Gardiner. I can do that. I can turn against the grain every once in a while and have everyone think that I'm good.
Listen, it makes complete sense to me. Is Jake Gardiner long-term a guy you're going to pay a lot of money for to be a stalwart on the blue line? I think he can be a certain guy for you, but I think we've seen who Jake Gardiner is.
Right.
This is not a secret anymore. We're in year 3 of this, man.
You pair him with a great defensive defenseman, and he might be a $6 million guy for your team, not this team.
Could be. I just think the options here are real. I'm just fascinated by what the Leafs might be able to pull off here. As far as I'm concerned, you should have dealt somebody for a blue liner in the offseason.
Right.
Didn't happen.
But they're 2-1, and they shouldn't be.
And none of those wins were in regulation.
Right.
Like, I don't know what that means to you. I just find that interesting. I find that in 60 minutes, with the best offensive team you've seen the Leafs had in years, they still can't win a game in regulation because they're leaking oil in the back.
Right.
And part of it's the blue line, but part of it is your typical October Freddie Anderson.
AO, 2 points is 2 points is 2 points.
Yeah, but we all know in April it ain't 2 points, just 2 points and 2 points. It's a different game. Like, I saw Boston ragdoll the Sens yesterday within 30 seconds. Sens beat this team Saturday night. What the hell does that mean? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't fall into that, well, this happened here, so that means this happened here. I think it's a dangerous game to play. But, man, did that throw me yesterday. I watched the first period of that hockey game. The Bruins ate them for lunch like it was nothing. And the Leafs couldn't skate with them Saturday.
By the way, a lot of people thinking that the goals per game are up overall from last year. They are up. But if you look at the same segment of games to start the year, it's actually down a smidge.
Doesn't feel like it, does it?
I don't know what it is, but the way the NHL starts
interesting.
is a lot of goals, at least over the last 2 years.